Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over my top 10 favorite roller coasters and just during their POVs playing. So diving right into it, we have number 10. Number 10 is Flight of Fear at Kings Island. So this is an indoor, normally dark coaster. So normally these lights would not be on, obviously. It is a, I believe, 4 inversion dark ride coaster with a LIM launch, not an LSM. It's pretty old. I think it's maybe 90s. I'm not 100% sure of the manufacturer. I'm pretty sure it's either Premier Rise or Vekoma. I'm not really sure. I probably should have looked that up, but I didn't, so there's that. Overall, it's a really fun ride. So actually, we got onto this ride not having any idea what it was the first time. We knew it would be a launch, so we put our heads back and we got ready. It wasn't the fastest launch. It was like, it's not the fastest launch in the world, but I'm pretty sure it's King Island's only launching coaster, if I remember correctly. I might not. Where it goes 0 to 54 in about 4 seconds. It was a little bit rough and a little bit of a headbanger, but overall just a great ride. So, number 9, we have a very controversial one, I believe. At number 9, we have the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, actually, at Universal Studios Orlando. So, after the vertical lift, obviously, that was a really fun part of it. It's big. Now, a lot of people don't like this. They hate on it, especially my family. They think it's rough, not fun. But personally, I loved it. I could have ridden this all day. The non-inverting loop is so fun. It's got a lot of airtime moments. There's only a few bad things about it. One is all the block sections. There's way too many of these block breaks, mid-course break runs. There's way too many. I understand that you need to have that for the continuously moving platform, but it's just bad. This Helix here has a lot of G's, and you can really feel the pressure on that one. But overall, it's got some good airtime. The fact that you can like play your own music while you're riding is pretty fun, and pick what you want in your ears. And the restraint is actually really good. I really enjoy the restraint. It's the one where it's like I don't know, it looks like a U kind of that lowers over your waist, I guess, or your legs or thighs over the side. It's actually really comfy, and I really enjoyed this roller coaster. Just the way too many block breaks. It gets slowed down way too much. There's like, 7 or 5 or 7 or something. It's pretty crazy. I'm not sure how this roller coaster or any of the ones that Universal are doing right now with the Hurricane. But overall, this was just a fun ride. It wasn't too rough for me, and I know if it was for some people, I can handle the roughness. I know some people can't, but I can. So overall, it was a good ride, some good airtime, and I loved it. Okay, so on to number 8. This is Velocicoaster also at Universal, but this time it's the Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Velocicoaster is I believe, an Intamin multi-launch. I'm not 100% sure on the manufacturer, but I know it's a multi-launching coaster with LIMs. Or LSMs, not my bad. LIMs. Overall, just a really good coaster. It has multiple inversions, but this part through the paddock is extraordinarily fun. It feels kind of reminds me of something similar to Maverick mixed in with something else. But yeah, overall it's really fun. It's got a good launch there. This top hat's pretty fun. Get a lot of good airtime off this drop. This is basically a main drop. I'm not sure, but it's got to be at least straight down, I think. Got a nice 0G stall. It's really just a fun ride overall. Good airtime. It was really whippy. The restraints aren't the best in the world, but they were pretty comfortable, in my opinion. It's got a lot of good inversions, airtime. It was not too whippy for me. My entire family liked it. It's one that, I don't know, it was really fun. Had a lot of good moments. Don't know what to say else about it, but one of the funnest coasters I've ridden. On to number 7, we have Orion at Kings Island, which is a B&M Giga. It's relatively new. It's no more than 2 years old, I know that. I believe it was either 2021 or something like that. Now, Orion, I have an interesting relationship with. I mini marathon this maybe a year and a half ago at Kings Island. I think it was like 4 rides, I think. It was interesting. So the first drop is amazing. It's so fast and fun. But the rest of it, it's got some good airtime, but obviously these trim brakes on the up airtime hills aren't great, but that's something on all B&Ms. But yeah, it's an interesting ride. It's also very controversial if it is even a Giga coaster, because the actual structure itself is only 270 something feet, I believe. It does have a 300-foot drop, but it's also just kind of a short ride. I mean, it's okay, but yeah. Number 6, also at Kings Island, we have Banshee, which is I believe, one of the newer B&M inverts, where you hang below the track. Banshee is really, really, really just a fun coaster. It's glossy smooth. It's just really fun. This was the first B&M invert I rode, because I hadn't ridden Raptor yet. Has a lot of good inversions, airtime, hang time. It's different. I believe it is actually one of, if not the biggest B&M invert. It has some really good forces, especially here in the pretzel knot. The pretzel knot is extremely forceful. It was on the threshold of pain. And another thing with it, the restraints crushed me. After about the pretzel knot, they were so tightened down on me, it hurt. But the fun overruled the pain, and this slow corkscrew is so fun. It's just amazing. Overall, a great coaster. Top 6. It's really good. I love this one. I would ride this all day. And yeah. Number 5, we have also at Kings Island, Diamondback. This is a B&M Hyper. I'm not sure if it was one of the newer or older. I don't remember. Hyper is a coaster. It's at least 200 feet. This first drop is, in my opinion, way better than Orion's. And this coaster is just better than Orion, even though it's older and not as tall. But it just has an amazing intrigue layout. I don't really think I think it's different from other Hypers. I'm not really sure on that, but yeah, I loved it. The airtime was so strong, and obviously I love the B&M restraints, just the ones that get on your lap. They're so comfortable. I love them. They're probably my favorites. Obviously, you got the trims and the airtime hills, but like I said, on every B&M. Just a really, really overall, it's smooth. It had a little bit of a rattle, but it wasn't bad at all. It was just really fun. It does have a mid-course brake section, but, I mean, that's whatever. Even though you do get slowed down, you pick up your speed, get some good airtime hills, and it's got a really good finale. And can't forget that splashdown. You don't get wet. I mean, actually, you do get a little bit wet in the back, but overall, great coaster. So, with number 4, we have another Hyper, which is actually a coaster from 1989, which is Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. So, this coaster is just phenomenal. I've probably gotten around, I think, maybe 4 rides on this in my lifetime. Each time I ride it, I love it more and more. Obviously, it has gotten a little bit rougher since the first time I rode it, and then when I rode it a couple months ago, it did get a little bit rougher, but it's just overall a great ride, and it's still in a great condition from whenever it was made. Aerodynamics, this is definitely the best coaster ever by Aerodynamics. It has some really good, it's fast, obviously. First ever Hyper coaster, it's fast, it's got some good G's, especially in that helix. I wish those trims weren't there before the helix. I know that would have damaged the track, but still. It's got some amazing airtime, especially with these ejector hills at the end. It's just overall such a fun ride, and I could ride this all day. I wish this was in my backyard. I love this coaster. It was my favorite for a long time, actually. So, well, not that long, but it was my favorite for a point. Just a great coaster overall through the tunnels. I could ride this all day. I love it. All right, so here we are. Also at the same park, number 3, we have Gatekeeper, a B&M wing coaster, also one of the newer additions to Cedar Point. We have this. It is a great B&M wing coaster. My bad. I'm not sure how similar the layout is to others, because I know there's only a few others, and I haven't ridden others. This is the only one I've ridden. I was stupid enough not to ride the one at Dollywood. I just didn't do it. But yeah, overall, it's so smooth. This was the first, actually. I got my friend to ride this one a few times with me, and we marathoned it together. It was his first actual big coaster, and he loved it, so we rode this 4 times in a row, I believe, mini marathon. So it has some good inversions. It's not super forceful, but it's fast, and it's fun. This is an overall it's not a super intense coaster, but it's just really fun. It's so smooth, and just the transitions are pretty good. I don't know. It's got some good forces, but not that many. It's just overall pretty good. I would ride this quite a bit. It gets kind of old after a few, but it's still a really good coaster. Top 3. So, number 2, this is actually going to be a surprise. Also at Cedar Point, Steel Vengeance. Now, you might be surprised that this is not my number 1, but I do have a better reason for that. Steel Vengeance is obviously a phenomenal RMC coaster, opened in 2018. after RMC redid Mean Streak. It has some of the best elements I've ever seen on a roller coaster, such as the Outer Bank top hat, or not the Outer Bank, the Outer Bank turn, Outer Banked airtime hill. This does supposedly have the most airtime on any coaster, which is obviously fun. It's got some really good inversions. I believe it's 3 or 4, maybe 2, I don't know. It weaving through the structure is just so fun. It feels like you're going to get your head chopped off every second. This is just a really good coaster, and also these brakes, they don't really hit that bad. I mean, maybe in the video they look like they hit a decent amount, but they really don't hit that bad in person. It's got some really good airtime. The first drop is amazing. Obviously the best coaster by RMC. Even though I haven't ridden many, it's still the best in my opinion. It's just got phenomenal elements and airtime, and it's just so fun. The main reason this isn't one is I did only get to ride it once, and it didn't really feel that fast. I feel like if I rode it again, or when it was warmer, it was really late in the day, like later when it's like cold. So I feel like if I got a better ride on this, it could have taken number 1, but it did not. And you guys will see what my real number 1 is. Also at the same park, hint hint, number 1 is Maverick at Cedar Point. I know a lot of people on a lot of coaster channels they think this is overrated, but it is not overrated. I think it gets just as much love as it deserves. Maverick is a phenomenal Intamin Blitz made in 2007. It has that amazing launch hill, amazing first drop. The first drop is one of the best on any coaster. 95-degree drops, keep it straight down. Has a lot of the snappy side-to-side inversions, which I just love. I originally thought after watching the POV before I rode it that it would hurt, but it did not hurt. It was very fun. The double horseshoe roll is really, really fun. Just great inversions. Good. It's just, this one actually, it has a lot of forces. This is a really intense coaster, and I just love it for everything it is. This is my favorite coaster ever. It could change. It's pretty close to Seal Vengeance, but it could change. So, and then obviously it stops under the station. It launches 0 to 70 miles an hour in around 2 seconds. Then it shoots straight out. It does hit these trim brakes, which I wish it didn't. But if it didn't, it would have been flying over this water. But yeah, even though it may be missing the Heartline roll, it still is amazing. Got these amazing turns, and it's just such a fun ride. So actually, that's gonna wrap it up for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions or anything, make sure to leave them in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. And those have been my top 10 favorite coasters. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.